The year is 2013, and an anonymous user on 4chan posted the coordinates of an abandoned industrial area in Tennessee. The user then promised that whoever was brave enough to venture out to the warehouse would receive a prize. After some time had passed, one user named Alex decided to travel out there, and what he found was absolutely horrifying. Little did 4chan know that these posts would spark one of the most terrifying unsolved internet mysteries of all time. From dead bodies to a potential serial killer, to a dark secret to even the internet working together to solve this mystery. This is the full story of the disappearance of a 4chan user named Alex. Our story begins on April 24th of 2013, when an anonymous user would post to 4chan's X, also known as their paranormal board. This is what they said.
By this rubble, your prize awaits, Tennessee Anons. Park nearby and walk to this point for the secret. It's under plastic at this point. Good luck.
This post also contained coordinates and a map showing exactly where the supposed prize was located. The area appears to be at an abandoned industrial zone in Elizabethton, Tennessee, with the coordinates leading us right inside the entrance of warehouse number 3. Users on the thread were deeply interested. They wanted to know what would happen if one of them ventured out there, and what this mysterious prize really was. Some of the initial users thought it could be anything from a dead body to a troll leaving a dildo. But one thing was for sure, users would keep messaging in the thread in hopes that one of them would travel there to see what it was. About 18 minutes would pass and the anonymous user would post once again.
No one shall claim the prize. Time to try other websites.
This anonymous poster would quickly become known as 2QAD, taken from the unique ID within their post in the thread. 30 more minutes would pass and one brave user replied to 2QAD.
Russians, scamming Russians. Give me a hint, and I may go.
Other users would begin to comment their opinions, some even warning this anon.
Someone just send the cops there saying it's a body and watch what happens. It could be a bomb, a body, or a dragon dildo.
Then, only a few seconds after this comment, the thread would change forever. 2QAD would begin responding to some of the questions, starting by giving users on 4chan a hint of what the prize could be.
It is warm. No cops here. Someone coming for the prize? Little friend, fly away. Why is no one coming? See?
This picture would startle even some of the bravest of users, and 4chan was worried that 2QAD might actually be some twisted murderer. 4chan had to find out, so they decided to reverse image search the photo to see if it was posted anywhere else before. But of course, the first time it appeared online was in this thread, so it was likely that 2QAD took the picture themselves. Things were now beginning to get real. Less than 10 minutes later, 2QAD would post once again.
I am angry you are not here.
Again, 2QAD posted another picture 4chan couldn't find anywhere else online. This time, it was of a decomposing corpse. 4chan was mortified, and it was clear they had run into someone who was truly psychotic. When 4chan asked if the body was the prize, 2QAD would quickly respond.
My friend moves. My friend is not the prize. Plastic prize.
This new picture would be different from the others. Instead of being outside, it seemed to be taken inside the warehouse near some rubble. 4chan knew that whatever was inside that trash bag had to be something truly terrifying. However, 2QAD would continue to post.
I've had my friend for a long time now. Not what matters today. I need people to come.
2QAD then posted 2 more pictures. The first one appeared to be in a dark cellar, which is almost impossible to make out. The next picture contained a handwritten note, which said,
Please come 24th of April, 2013.
After, 2QAD would then make one final post.
Singing tonight, someone come.
This would give 4chan a bit of information. From the hand shown in the picture, we now know that 2QAD is most likely a middle-aged white male. And since he had some type of flashlight out, it confirmed that he had to be inside the warehouse. After sending this last message, 2QAD would disappear, leaving 4chan to discuss what had happened. 4chan knew that whatever the prize was, it wasn't worth it at all, and they decided that all of this was most likely one of 2 things. Number 1, this was all just some elaborate hoax to scare users on 4chan. Number 2, this user was attempting to lure someone out there for whatever reason. It's possible they genuinely think they can make a friend by doing this, or maybe they just want to murder anyone who shows up. One thing is for sure though, if this is for real, this user is demented and needs professional help. Either way, most of 4chan decided they weren't going anywhere near that warehouse, and the thread would slowly begin to die down for the night. Users on 4chan wanted to know what happened that night, and if 2Q80 was truly trolling or not. But as time went on, no one would dare to get even close to Elizabethton, Tennessee, and users were beginning to think that they would never know what this mysterious prize was. However, everything would change when an anonymous user who went by the name of Alex posted about 5 days later. In his post, he claimed that he made it to the coordinates from the first thread, and was ready to explore. In this new thread, Alex would update 4chan directly from his phone, snapping pictures of his journey as he ventured through the warehouse complex. Everything that you will see now is all taken from the thread in question, which contains the entirety of Alex's adventure into the unknown.
Alex from Tennessee here. I'm at the location of Creepy Guy. Came early.
He then posts a picture of what seems to be stairs leading down. It's likely he surveyed the warehouse but found nothing, so if he wanted to keep investigating, he would only have one option. He would have to explore the basement.
Dark as fuck. Looks like he's growing something. Inside of door. Haven't found friend. Think I beat him there.
Alex was now getting deeper into 2Q80's lair, and was not only in search of the prize, but he wanted to know more about 2Q80.
Found some plastic. Place is huge. Carved from dirt, looks like. No floor or walls.
It was clear that someone spent a lot of time down there, even going as far as digging tunnels in the walls and ground to expand the basement further.
Stolen scrap? Can't see in pic, but little vines growing around it. Heard a car, but popped back up and saw nothing. Why all the wiring in a dirt basement? Heard a rustling. Could be a worker, or a cop, or a B-tard, or a creep. Standing ground.
It is very probable that 2Q80 had seen the thread and was making his way to the warehouse. Although, Alex wanted to get to the bottom of this mystery, so he began looking for the prize.
Found a bag. I am actually scared. Peeking inside. Seems to be some mummified pelvis and a folded paper plate.
He then took the objects he found and placed them outside the bag for another picture.
Mummified rat or bat and plate.
It was time. 4chan would finally find out what this mysterious prize was.
Hard drive inside. Pocketed. Opening rest of bag.
Of course, the prize had to be a hard drive, and now 4chan had to wait even longer. All Alex had to do was leave the facility, get back home, and then upload the hard drive on his computer, so 4chan could see what it contained. But that wasn't enough for Alex, and he wanted to do a bit more exploring before he left. He then moved the plastic bag, which apparently was covering a hole. Also, the inside of the plate contained a message for whoever found it.
Plate's a date. A very important mate. I shouldn't have come here. I lied.
Even though this message was most likely a warning, Alex decided to keep on posting.
Okay, shit. Opening bag, and it fucking moved. Chat bag contained tortured possum, bound up in string. Bag inside bag inside bag. When I got all the bags apart, the fucker darted across dirt prison. Possum was jammed in this foam and plastic Walmart bag.
Alex was now getting increasingly scared. He had found a tied up possum that seemed to be getting tortured by 2Q80. This made users believe that the dead bodies 2Q80 showed at the start of the first thread were authentic, and that they were dealing with a real-life killer. In the past, some of the most infamous serial killers have harmed animals when they were younger, including Jeffrey Dahmer, Ted Bundy, John Wayne Gacy, and even the Boston Strangler. So Alex may have stumbled upon the lair of a young serial killer in the making. But for whatever reason, Alex decided to keep on exploring.
Holy shit. Above my head is a fuckload of old pills. Valium and others. Older than me. Some of them. Sorry if people are asking things. I haven't read thread. I hear someone outside driving really slow over the gravel. I think it's time for my date. I'm gonna see if there's a second door. Dark as shit. Phone flashlight as shit. WTF is this?
Alex was now deathly afraid and realized the dire situation he was in. The car he heard above was probably 2Q80, finally coming to greet him. So Alex decided to keep on posting while trying to find his way out of the basement.
Mailbox. More dead animal bits inside. Okay, no other doors but a crawl space and a window thing. Gonna exit that way. I hear the fucker. Window thing isn't a window. It's some other vent. Turning around and leaving through the shitwood door. Jesus.
After this last post, Alex was never heard from again, and whatever happened next would be unknown. There would also be no updates from 2Q80, and 4chan was left with so many questions. What happened to Alex? Who exactly was 2Q80? And what was on that mysterious hard drive? Users on 4chan felt like they needed closure and desperately wanted more information, but it was clear they might never get to the bottom of what actually happened. Towards the end of Alex's thread, there was a bit more information that was overlooked. One user summarized what had happened up to that point, and it was clear that Alex had actually posted before he had ventured into the warehouse. According to the comment, Alex had met a weird guy at Walmart who asked if he went on 4chan. After Alex said yes, the guy told him to meet behind the Walmart that night at 11 p.m. When Alex got home, he would go on 4chan to explain what had happened, and he asked users if he should meet with the guy. Users on 4chan were quick to remember 2Q80's initial post, and found out that behind the Walmart was actually the same location as the coordinates in the first post. 4chan would then convince Alex to go, but just as a precaution, he would bring a baton and switchblade. Putting all of this together, if Alex was telling the truth, the person he met at Walmart was probably 2Q80. To make things even more interesting, I was able to find an old pastebin online, which had a few more shreds of information. Before Alex got home, there was one last thing he did. He would snap a picture of the mysterious individual he met at Walmart, who we now believe is 2Q80. This is the picture he took. As you can see, the mysterious person is a white male, with glasses and a beard. He also seems to be driving an older truck. On the right, we can see he was near a Zoomer's gas station, a Burger King, and the old Bloomberg factory in the background. After checking Google Maps and going to the Walmart that was in front of OP's coordinates, I was able to find the exact location the picture was taken. As of right now, the gas station seems to have a new owner, and the Burger King looks updated. But one thing remains the same, the abandoned Bloomberg factory in the back. The photos are a perfect match. So this means that the Walmart Alex went to was the one right near the coordinates, and unless he just took a picture of a random guy, we now know what 2Q80 looks like. Going back to Alex's thread, everything would begin to slow down, leaving 4chan users wondering what exactly happened that night. It wouldn't be long, however, before more threads began to spring up, where users were trying to piece together what had happened. In one of the threads, something absolutely crazy would transpire. 2Q80 would come out of hiding and post once again. The original thread is lost in time, but some users recalled what he said.
OP posted again. Pixel plate. Wrote, I will show you more the 30th of April alive. He said that Alex is good Fret. We'll timestamp a photo of him if we solve the puzzle. Posted the clue.
The clues in question were audio files posted to Vocaroo, which of course is now lost in time. However, I was able to find a re-upload on SoundCloud. It may sound strange, but this is the first clue that 2Q80 posted. The next clue didn't sound much different, and at first, users on 4chan thought it was a troll. Although, some were able to deduce that the clue was in Icelandic, so they posted it to 4chan's international board to see if someone could translate it. And after some rough translations, this is what the clue says.
Find you will not, but seek you will try. Buried behind the fence with skulls he will lie.
2Q80 would then post a picture on the thread, which appears to be a farm. Users on 4chan were quick to assume that after posting this, he was implying that Alex was dead and buried near the fence. 2Q80 would also post more clues and a number string that seemed to be important. Users on 4chan would become obsessed with this and thought it somehow could be code for a phone number. However, 2Q80 would then go dark once again, leaving 4chan to solve this mystery.
So the killer could live on or own a farm. Most farms are in rural areas, so this could be the reason for the killer's introversion and social awkwardness.
I wouldn't go unless I had a solid crew and more than one person with a gun. I've never felt so off about something on X in years. All sorts of spooky.
What we must be careful of is the fact that he might be dangerous. We possibly could be taking a risk.
Some users believed it was all connected to another Anon who got wrapped up in a pedo cult during the prior year. He would even try to lure other users out to those warehouses, but no one would dare to go out there. 4chan had a picture of him, but there was barely anything archived from that time. Users would try everything from attempting to get Walmart security footage, to looking up any missing persons in the area, to even calling the Vision Center nearby, but still no luck. It wouldn't be long until one user would post the archive thread on Reddit's r/4chan. After this happened, this story would absolutely blow up, and Alex from Tennessee would no longer be an obscure thing that happened on 4chan. One of the users on Reddit lived nearby and decided to go out to the warehouse with some trusted friends to see what they could find. These are the pictures they took. Unfortunately, even after many other users going out to see for themselves, no one has been able to find anything notable. Users on Reddit and 4chan, however, were hard at work attempting to put everything together. A Reddit user named Derper made an interesting observation after analyzing the timestamps of the pictures Alex posted. Using the fourth picture as an example, we can obtain some pretty interesting information. At the top is the time Alex uploaded the comment to 4chan, and just below that is the time he selected the picture from his camera roll to post on the site. By using this information, we can see that he selected the picture, uploaded it to 4chan, typed out those sentences, and even completed a CAPTCHA, all within 26 seconds. Not only did he do this, but he consistently met similar times during every upload, all while using his mobile device. To top it off, he updated 4chan every 1 to 2 minutes, while he was traversing through a creepy underground layer and writing out a description. It simply just doesn't make any sense. If Alex actually pulled this off, it would mean that he was completely fixated on his phone the whole time. So this user believed it was a hoax. Another user in the thread, named Team Braniel, took a look at the dimensions of all the photos taken. He found that all the images uploaded by Alex had a different resolution than 2Q8E. Along with this, none of Alex's pictures have been tampered with, while 2Q8E cropped a few of his photos. This implies that based on the pictures alone, Alex's story holds up. So this user believes it could have been real. But after all the research throughout the various threads, no one has been able to find out what truly happened that night. Because of this, I decided to do some research of my own to see if we could solve this mystery once and for all. So let's dive just a bit deeper. At this point, there are two main theories. 1. The whole thing is real and Alex actually went to the warehouse and disappeared. 2. This is all an elaborate hoax made up by 2Q8E. If this is true, then 2Q8E is most likely the same person as Alex. Again, the area this all went down in is Elizabethtown, Tennessee, and the location of the coordinates actually has a pretty intense history behind it. To map things out more clearly, the warehouses behind Walmart used to be connected to a bigger abandoned building known as the Bloomberg Factory. Because of the many disasters that have struck the building, from a violent union strike that led to 10 deaths, to a deadly explosion that killed nearly 100 people, the factory became decommissioned and was partially torn down for the Walmart. However, the north and west buildings are still standing, where all of this supposedly took place. Ever since then, it has been a hub for homeless people, drug addicts, and even unexplained deaths. Because of the history behind it, some users on the internet see this complex as a spot for ghost hunters and paranormal experts to explore. So even though it's abandoned, it still has quite a bit of foot traffic. As of 2024, portions of the factory are now torn down. It appears that 2 out of the 3 remaining warehouses are still intact, including the one from the coordinates. However, any remnants from Alex's adventure in 2013 are likely gone, unless the underground portion that he explored hasn't been found yet. So it's unlikely we will find anything new at the warehouse unless we get lucky. I came across a website made by 4chan, dedicated to finding out what happened to Alex, named the Alex Archives. At this point, the site is now defunct, but luckily, the Wayback Machine is here to save us. As for most of the pages, however, they appear to be lost in time. But there is something at the top that has some useful information. It mentions that Alex is dead, and someone named Corey Saller was doxxed. Then, towards the end, it says "fuck you all, thanks for the fun," which makes me believe they stopped searching for whatever reason. It looks like that sometime after this final update, the site would go defunct and would only be accessible by the Wayback Machine. It's possible they gave up searching because they found that the one behind everything was Corey Saller, but the first sentence, which states Alex is dead, makes me think that the people looking into this believe that he truly died, and everything that happened was true. In hopes I could find someone who was involved with the website, I searched literally every avenue, from looking up everyone that was mentioned on the site, to finding potential Alex from Elizabethtown, Tennessee on Steam, to even scouring Discord servers that could have some older 4chan users on it, although that went just as expected.
$5 and a pic of your balls and I can help.
The closest I got was finding one of the live streamers who was definitely involved in some of the 4chan threads. But even though they had an active account on Twitter, I couldn't get them to respond to me, no matter what I said. Although, I did end up finding a Corey Saller, who was from Elizabethtown, Tennessee. which I believe was the same person who was mentioned on the site. To make things even more interesting, his middle name is Alex. However, after attempting to contact him, he has yet to respond. Going back to the posts, I decided to hire a professional forensic linguist who could analyze both the writing of Alex and TQ8E to see if they are the same person or not. So I sent over all the post information, and only a few days later, the investigator would get back to me. The analysis is quite long, so I'll cut straight to the conclusion.
Due to the unique fragmentation of sentences, the inconsistent usage of capitalization, the inconsistent apostrophe usage, and the specific unique language used in both 2QAE and Alex's communications, it is highly likely that the communications were authored by the same individual. It is also highly likely that both sets of communications were posted from computers rather than mobile devices.
After looking at a forensic scale that was sent along with the analysis, highly likely is the most certain they can be. Even though we may never know for sure, this forensic expert firmly believes that both posts were communicated from a computer and that Alex and TQ8E are the same person. From this forensic analysis, to the information gathered from Reddit, to even the Alex Archives website 4chan made, so much of this story just makes me believe TQ8E and Alex are the same person. It's possible TQ8E put all of this together in an attempt to lure people to his lair, but got scared when it became too big online. Or maybe he just wanted to cement himself as a legend on the internet. However, if Alex really was telling the truth that night, and he actually went missing, then TQ8E is probably still out there, lurking in the shadows for his next opportunity to strike. Either way, we may never know the whole truth about what happened that night, like who TQ8E really is, and what was on that mysterious hard drive.